Welcome to an Achieving Science video. This video forms the second video of balancing equations. Let us begin then by first of all looking at what's wrong with an equation. So if we take an example for instance, where we have methane, which is a gas, which can be used to produce carbon dioxide and water. Now from the word equation alone it is very difficult to tell what is wrong. It's easier to find out what's wrong by actually writing out the symbol equation. Therefore, methane CH4 produces carbon dioxide CO2 and water H2O. Now it becomes a bit more obvious. In the reactants there is no oxygen, but in the products there is oxygen. Oxygen in the carbon dioxide and oxygen in the water. Therefore, this reaction would not have happened because there needed to be oxygen reacting with the methane. So let's now add that in to correct it. So you write in the word oxygen and give the symbol O2. The second thing we need to now look at is whether this symbol equation is balanced. So let's just rewrite it out just for a bit more space first of all. So CH4 plus O2 gives us CO2 plus H2, where the reactants are shown in black and the products are shown in red. Now we can list what we've got. So before the reaction we've got 1 carbon atom, 4 hydrogen atoms and 2 oxygen atoms. And if we count up all the products, we find that after the reactant we have 1 carbon atom, 2 hydrogen atoms and 3 oxygen atoms. Now the decision is this balanced? Well, there is the same number of carbons before and after, but there is more hydrogens before than there is after, so this is not balanced. So now we need to look at how we can balance it. So first of all, let's begin with the hydrogen. So before the reaction, there is more than we have after. So the solution is to add more hydrogen, and this is achieved by creating a second water molecule. Remember, we cannot add just elements or atoms. We have to create another molecule. If we can now correct this, we find out that we've got 4 hydrogens and we've got 4 oxygens. So now we have balanced the carbons, we have balanced the hydrogens, but now we find that the oxygens are not balanced, as we have more oxygen after than we have before. So the solution is we need to create more oxygen, therefore we add another oxygen molecule. If we now correct this, we now find that there are 4 oxygen atoms before and now 4 oxygen atoms after. So now everything is balanced, and we say that this is a balanced symbol equation. Now if you struggle with this, you can also do it another way. Another way would be to draw out each of the molecules separately. So if we begin with the equation that we begun with at the beginning, before we balanced it, we had methane CH4 plus O2 giving us carbon dioxide CO2 and water H2O. So carbon is attached to 4 hydrogen atoms. Oxygen is made up of 2 oxygen atoms. Carbon dioxide is made up of a carbon joined to 2 oxygen atoms, and water is made up of an oxygen atom joined to 2 hydrogen atoms. Now when we look at this, we can then work out what we've got. So 1 carbon atom before, 4 hydrogen atoms before, 2 oxygen atoms before. We can look at the products. So this creates 2 products, carbon dioxide and water, and in that it is made up of 1 carbon atom, 2 hydrogen atoms and 3 oxygen atoms. Now the first thing that wasn't balanced that we noticed was the hydrogens, as there is more hydrogen before than after. Therefore the solution was to add another water molecule. Therefore this would produce more hydrogen to try and solve the problem. Now we can do this using this method by drawing another water molecule. So if we draw another water molecule made up of an oxygen and 2 hydrogens, and then we can go back to the equation and add the number 2 in there, we can see that now we have 4 hydrogens and 4 oxygen atoms. Now we find the problem that we have more oxygen after than we have before. Again, if we look at the reactants, we can see that the only way of adding more oxygen would be to create another water molecule. So we can draw this in. An oxygen molecule is made up of two oxygen atoms. So we can draw these in. And again, go back to the equation afterwards to write in that we've got two oxygen molecules. Now if we count everything up, we've now got 4 oxygen atoms before and 4 after. And now we say this is a balanced symbol equation.